today's review, I want to talk about the Gleim 2015 Premium CPA Review System, the most multiple choice questions of any course in the industry, the brand new video lectures that were just released by Dr. Gleim and his team, and how I personally use this course to pass the CPA exam. Let's get started. Hey, thanks for listening in today. My name is Bryan Kesler and I'm the owner of the CPAguide.com, and my goal today is to give you an inside look into the two primary products that are offered by Gleim's CPA Review course. So for 2015 they added a new flagship product, which is their Premium CPA Review course. So what's new in the Premium Review course is the fact that they've added 100 plus hours of video lectures. So these are true video lectures. They hired a professor to go over the material, and it's a true classroom setting. So this is a huge step up over their PowerPoint slide voiceovers lectures that they've had in the past. So this is a huge feature that really bumps them up into the next level and makes them very competitive with the other review courses in the industry that are charging close to double, if not triple, what Gleim is currently charging. So that's something definitely to keep in mind and to check out before making a final decision for a review course. So another new feature that they added is unlimited access until you pass. So this is a great feature that I really like. Before, they only had 18-month access for their course. So for most of you, that's probably enough time, but for some of us, like myself, 18 months goes by very quickly. So it's always nice to have a course that stands behind their license and wants to be with you until you actually pass the CPA exam. So it's just one less thing you have to worry about. Another new feature that they added is access to accounting experts. So these accounting experts can help answer any of your questions that you might have, and I'll go into further detail on what exactly this looks like once we jump into the software. The other features that Gleim Premium includes are the 10,000 multiple choice questions, which is the most in the industry, 1,000 plus simulations, you get their audio lectures, and an interactive study planner. So again, these are the same features that have always been offered by Gleim and have continued to work over and over and over. So the traditional course, it does not include the video lectures, so you will be able to use the PowerPoint voiceover lectures, which have been effective, and you also do not get access to the accounting experts. So, and the third thing that you will not get with the traditional course is the unlimited access until you pass. So you will only have 18 months to use the Gleim course until your license will expire. So honestly there's only a couple $100 difference in the price. So depending on your budget, it makes sense to me to just spend the extra couple $100 to ensure that you have the course with you for the entire time and don't get stuck with a course that expires after 18 months. But that's just my opinion, and I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that feature. So in addition to the traditional and premium, Gleim also offers some supplemental products, and one of which I actually use to pass the CPA exam. So the first product is their exam rehearsal. So these are, they essentially recreated the CPA exam format, and this add-on to your course essentially prepares you for game day. So it'll be a simulated exam, you'll get questions, simulations, and you can go through them and recreate the whole CPA exam experience. The second product they have are MP3 audio lectures. So if you commute a lot or want to listen to lectures at the gym, this is a great option for you. And what I personally used to pass the CPA exam was the individual online multiple choice test bank. So these are just groups of thousands of multiple choice questions that can be purchased at individually for each different section, and you can use them to supplement your other review course, or just if you need some fresh new questions, this is a great way to go as well. So this is the overview of all the products that Gleim has to offer. Let's take a closer look at the actual software and see what the backbone of Gleim's review course system really looks like. All right, everybody, here is the Gleim Premium CPA Review System. So they were nice enough to give me full access to their premium system for FAR. So the first thing you want to do when you log in is to set up your study planner. So I was able to do this. It's very intuitive, very interactive. You select the days that you can study and the days you can't, and those show up as blacked out. And then based on the dates that you want to sit for the actual exam, they'll set up your study schedule and let you know what days you need to accomplish what topics. So as you can see, I set my exam day for February 14th, and then in the final week, they set up my final review for me and each individual study unit and gave me a due date. So this is a great way to keep you on pace, and believe me, the Gleim, your personal counselor, will be checking in with you if you fall behind on any of these topics. So that's pretty much everything there is to know about the study planner. Let's move on to the actual step-by-step study unit process. Okay, once you have your study planner all set up, then it's time to start going into the individual study units and beginning following your plan. So this is the first study unit for FAR, and as you can see, there's a 3-step process that you're going to follow. So the first one is diagnostic, which is just a quick multiple choice quiz to test your knowledge, previous knowledge, before you watch any lectures or do any additional studying. So then step 2 is comprehension. So this is where you watch the lectures, read the text, do some true-false questions, and an additional multiple choice quiz. Step 3 is application. So this is where you actually go in and start setting up practice exams and reviewing and learning, doing additional learning over the material that you just read and watched lectures over. You'll also be doing test simulations as well to prepare yourself for the actual exam. So some additional study tools that Gleim provides are the Simulation Wizard and Summary of Core Concepts. And you're also given additional study materials, which are PDFs that you can download and review if you have time. All right, so let's take a closer look at the audio-visual lectures and the Gleim Instruct video series. Okay, let's talk video lectures with Gleim's premium system. So with Gleim in 2015, you now have the ability to use Gleim Instruct, which is their CPA video series for all 4 sections of the CPA exam. So this is a huge improvement over the last year's course. So you still also have access to the traditional audio-visual presentation, which is more of the voiceover PowerPoint slide type presentation. So it's more high level and not nearly as much detail or multiple choice examples as the Gleim Instruct. So honestly, I think the Gleim Instruct is definitely the superior lecture in every single way, but if you are more of a self-studier, I would recommend you going with audio-visual because it's quicker, and it's more high level, and then you get to go teach yourself through the multiple choice questions. So it's up to you, but these are the 2 different options that are currently available. So at this point, let's watch a couple examples of what these features look like. Here is the Gleim Instruct.
Welcome to the Gleim review for the FAR section of the SEC has been empowered by Congress. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Managerial accounting need not follow.
All right, so as you can see, the lecturer has a lot of energy. He'll definitely help keep you focused. He walks through example multiple choice questions, which is great, and it's much more in-depth than the audio-visual lectures. The only thing I did notice is that this is the only screen that you have access to. So you can't do split screen with the ebook on one side and then the audio lecture or video lecture on the other side. So you have to have the physical text in front of you in order to follow along. So Gleim Instruct still is in the beta stage, so it's possible that this feature will be added in the future, and I'm sure there will be a lot of improvements made in the near future. So just something to keep in mind. All right, let's take a look at the audio-visual lecture now.
Not-for-profit entities and governments. The third area
taking to the Financial Accounting Standards Board, the FASB.
Okay, so this is much more dry. It's more of a PowerPoint slide presentation, not nearly as interesting as the Gleim Instruct, but it still goes over the core principles of each section and will more than prepare you to sit for the CPA exam as long as you're capable of going in and teaching yourself by the multiple choice and the simulations and so forth. So at this point, that covers everything for video lectures. Let's take a look at multiple choice questions and their database that's offered by Gleim. All right, so everybody's favorite thing to talk about is multiple choice questions. And Gleim has literally 10,000 of them for you to do. So you can do the true-false questions, you can do the multiple choice quizzes, which will help prepare you to learn with the video lectures, and then the step 3 is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. So let's focus on that right now. So you can either go to the CPA test prep area right here, or you can click the tab up here. So you have two options. You can create a practice exam, which I recommend you do after you've gone through several study units and then want to go back and review all of them together. And then you have the option to create a study session. So this is more for when you're focusing on an individual unit and trying to learn the material for the first time. So let's create a study session first and look at that. So you can break it down by individual subunit. So we've been doing number 1, so let's do that. And you click next. You can pick the order, next, set the size, and finish. So what's so great about this is that it gives you the multiple choice question, and then you can make your selection. So you click C. Well, C is incorrect. Well, it tells you why you got it wrong. You can view the subunits outline, so that takes you directly to the online text. Or, as I said before, with the accounting experts, you can submit an inquiry or give feedback. So this is a feature that's offered with the premium course. So you can have direct access to accounting experts at Gleim. And if this question doesn't make sense to you, you can send them a question and then they'll get back to you with a better explanation for why. Okay, so let's go and look at the practice exam. So once you've gone through multiple units, it's time to go back and re-review all of them together. So it's time to create a practice exam. So you can let's select the first 5. So say you've gotten through 5 subunits, you want to go back, review everything. Click next, select 20 questions, and finish. And okay, so this setup is exactly like what you'll see on the real CPA exam. You've got your 20 questions here, you make your selection, and it doesn't tell you the answer until you've gotten all the way through. So once you've made your selection, it will highlight here and let you know that it's complete. Then you can move on to the next one. You can flag particular questions, and then those will be saved within the multiple choice database, and you can go back to those and then create a practice exam based on purely flagged questions, which is a very powerful feature. Okay, so then those are the primary features offered by the multiple choice questions that are with Gleim. So let's take a look at the second part of the CPA exam and take a look at the simulation wizard. Okay, so simulations are one of the highlights of Gleim's review course. I think it's one of the best preparation tools that I've seen out of all the review courses out there to prepare you for what to expect on a simulation. So what you need to do is go to the Sim Wizard, and then you'll select which study unit you want to take the simulation for. And then so then you'll keep clicking next, and then it loads. And then this is exactly like what you'd see on the actual CPA exam. So there's going to be 5 or 6 different tabs, and you can split them horizontally, split them vertically, use the spreadsheet functionality or your calculator. And then you just move through, answer all the questions, and then you exit, and then it will grade it for you, and then you are good to go. All right, so now we understand how the multiple choice questions work, how the simulations work. Let's take a step back and look at how Gleim's advanced analytics track all of your progress and help you isolate the weaker areas that you should focus on in the last few weeks before you sit for the actual CPA exam. Okay, so the most powerful feature of Gleim CPA Review course is definitely their performance analysis. So this feature allows you to identify where you're weaker and where you're stronger and where you need to be focusing all of your time as you prepare to sit for the CPA exam. So let's get started and look at these features. So you have 2 different options. So based on all the study sessions you've taken, it tracks all your analytics there and also all your practice exams. So looking at study sessions, you can see that I've taken questions out of all the following units. It tracks how well I've done, and then you can break it down even further to look into individual sections of each subunit. So once you've completed several thousand multiple choice questions, this will look a lot more meaningful. But then, based on any subunit that's below, say, a 75%, you're probably going to want to go back, reread the text, redo some more multiple choice questions, and then go from there. So another view you can take is the performance graphs. So this just tells you, what your last attempt was, the last 3 attempts, and cumulative, and so forth. And then history is just the history of all the different quizzes and exams that you have taken. So, and everything looks exactly the same for practice exams. So it's just another way of cutting the data and identifying your weaker areas. So very powerful feature. Learn how to use it right off the bat, and it will be a very useful tool for you to use before you sit for your first section of the CPA exam. All right, so let's take a look at the audio review and exam rehearsal. It's 2 of the supplemental features offered by Gleim. Okay, so the last 2 features that I want to talk about are the audio review and the exam rehearsal. So audio review is basically MP3 versions of the video lectures. So you go to the audio review tab, you click download, and then you can play it on any of your devices so you can listen to anywhere. So whether you're on your commute, at work, during lunch, or at the gym. So great feature for people who are on the go and don't have a whole lot of time on their hands. The exam rehearsal is something that you can purchase separately or with the actual full review course. They're included with both the traditional and the premium. And what this is an exact replica of what the CPA exam is going to be like. So as you can see, for FAR, you're given 4 hours, and there's going to be 4 testlets, so 90 multiple choice questions and then simulations. And then you need to lock yourself in a room, treat it like the real thing, and watch your time and make sure and budget for any additional time to double check your work, and then you'll be good to go. So I highly recommend that you use the exam rehearsal. It's a great tool, and the audio review is also very convenient for people who are working full-time and don't have time to sit and watch lectures at home. So at this point, I think that covers everything there is to know about Gleim CPA Review course. So let's do a quick overview and do the pros and the cons of what I found with this course. All right, so let's take a look at some of the cons that I found with Gleim CPA Review course. So the first one is that the video lectures are still in beta. So right now, the only feature that's available on that particular screen is just the video lecture, so there's no split screen ability to add the ebook side by side, and that it will track along as you progress through the video lectures. So when I take a step back and look at it, I think it's good because it forces you to focus on the video lectures and focus on your textbook as you're going through it, so that it doesn't allow you to kind of daydream as you're watching the video lectures. So it's not that big of a deal, and it's still in beta, so this is probably a feature that will be improved in the future. So number 2 would be that they lack flashcards. So these are currently in development right now, but they're not currently available. I'm a big proponent of flashcards, and I think they're a crucial part of your study process, so I hope that they release them very soon. All right, and the final con that I found was that there is a ton of material included with Gleim. So you get over 10,000 multiple choice questions and 600 plus simulations. Most of you won't even have time to get close to finishing that much material. So I would highly recommend using their access to accounting experts to kind of identify the key areas that you need to focus on, and then focus on those most tested areas instead of trying to complete all 10,000 questions and 600 simulations. So those are the 3 things that I found. Take them or leave them. They're just things that I think that you need to be aware of before you buy Gleim. So let's move on and check out the pros that I found with Gleim CPA Review. Okay, so let's focus on the pros that I found while reviewing Gleim's course. So the first one is that they now offer unlimited access until you pass. So this is a huge bonus for me because I love it when a review course it sticks with you and guarantees that you'll pass the CPA exam using their course. So, this is a huge bonus if you do end up purchasing the premium course. So it's only a couple $100 more than the traditional course, so it's almost a no-brainer to upgrade to the premium course just for that feature. So the second thing is their study planner. I really like how it is fully customizable for your schedule, and you can black out particular dates if something comes up inevitably, and so forth. So that's a really powerful feature. Number 3 is that they do offer the most questions in the industry. So this can be good and bad, as I said before. So it is good because it covers every single possible topic that you could come across on the CPA exam. So if you can even get through 75% of all those questions, you're guaranteed to not be surprised by anything you see on the CPA exam. So that's why I consider it a pro as well. Number 4 would be the Gleim Personal Counselor. So this is a fairly unique feature, and it really connects you with an actual Gleim employee. So if you have any questions during the review process, you've got somebody you can email and they'll get back to you very quickly. Number 5, we have the Simulation Wizard. I really think that this Simulation Wizard is one of the best tools in the industry to prepare you for simulations. So simulations can be tricky, and every single little extra point that you can get from successfully completing a simulation is very crucial to passing a section of the CPA exam. All right, and so the last pro that I found was definitely that Gleim has the best analytics of any of the review courses out there. So they track your study sessions and your practice exams, and you can keep track throughout your entire time you spend studying for individual section and see the complete results and your progress that you've made, and easily identify where you should be focusing on the weaker areas. And this saves you a lot of time of duplicating your efforts and studying areas that you really don't need to be spending the time. So I really like the Gleim online database and how they have their analytics set up. I really do think that they are the best at identifying your weakest areas. All right, so thank you so much for listening, and I really hope that you found use in the Gleim review that I've completed here, and I would love it to hear back from you. And so please go to the YouTube comments, leave comments on what you thought, and if I missed anything, I'd love to hear it from you. So thanks again for listening, and I really hope that I helped you make a good decision when buying a CPA review course. Thanks.